And we're going to do today a intuitive reading and a pick a card from my Radiance deck Oracle cards. So I'm calling in Big Nickey. If you haven't heard in my other videos, Big Nickey is my higher self. And she walked me through, she trained me, she guided me, and it was in her language that whipped me into shape. And so I'm being led to share Big Nickey's intuitive knowledge and guides, because there are other people who are going through or about to go through what I've already went through. And so Big Nickey said, "Buckle up." That is so funny. She said, "Buckle up," because she used to tell me that all the time. Buckle up now, because you're about to go for a ride of your life. And my resident Radiance deck, Radiance Codes Oracle Deck, is infused with the activations, the frequencies, the light codes that were downloaded within me. But they weren't just downloaded in me for me. That's why this deck was created. I'm the way shower. I am the guide. I am to show you what a spiritual life actually looks like, and to show you how to actually walk in belief. And so coming from the church, there's a saying, walk by faith. Faith without works is dead. And those things are correct. But faith, let's look at that word before we get in. Okay, she's telling me, let's talk about faith. She's guided me. So faith is believing in the things that are not seen. And so you're at a point in your life where you have entered into the unseen, the void, the place of not knowing. And it's freaking you out. She said it's scaring the shit out of you. But let me tell you what happens in the with the unknowing, and being able to walk by faith into the unknown. So you are, everything in your life that you have gone through thus far was either orchestrated by a program, was either actions because of experiences that caused pain, trauma, hurt, your heart was broken. That has what led you into the void, into the place of not knowing what's next. Because some of you need to be in control. And so let me tell you something. Let me hold your hand. The need to be in control is a trauma response. Because if you are in control, you can control what happens to you. You can control if people are going to hurt you. You can control, the not having painful experiences happen to you, because you're in control of the situation. And I want to let you know that you can't control people. You can't control what others are going to do. The only one that you can control is yourself. So how do you do that? You control what enters into your auric field by what you believe and how you are vibrating. And so when you let go of the need to control and step into co-creating with Source, God, the universe, whatever you call them, spirit, I say it all. Whatever comes through that resonates at that moment is what I say. But I mostly say Source, because Source is my source for everything. So that's why I say Source. But yeah, so when you're walking into the unknown, you have made the decision that the past shit that you've been through, experiences, all of that, you're done with it. It's over. You're done. And so you're at a crossroad right now, and you get to choose right or left. You can go left into the unknown and co-create with Source and live the life that you desire. And going down that journey to changing your frequency, to healing your hurts and your pains and your broken heart. Or you could choose right. And right is just a loop where you keep going back in the circle, go back in the circle. Because right, you're doing nothing. You're going to continue on the path that you're on. So that's the timeline you choose. If you choose to go right, you're going to choose the same timeline that you're on, which is actually a loop. And you keep going in circles and you keep going in circles. So at this crossroad, Big Nickey is encouraging you to go left. And if you're here on this video, my vibration has attracted you here because you're ready to cut the bullshit. You're ready to deep dive and pluck out the root of all the issues that you've been going through. Find out what's going on. Why is it happening? What caused it? Heal that root. Heal that childhood trauma. Heal and love your inner child, that you may elevate, grow, and raise your vibration, that you may now jump timelines and go towards your desired life. And so let's pull a card. Nickey said, pull a card. And here's you are the message. This one says, you are the message and the messenger. Your presence carries frequency. You are the embodiment of purpose. Here's the activation. Shema Toralen Keshu. I am the message I was born to deliver. So everything that you're going through, everything that your experiences, you are the one that actually did it. They was in your contract. Your soul sat down with Source. You all wrote out the contract. And the experiences that you have was to trigger you into remembering who you are and bringing you to the point of right now. And so in this, not only to remember who you are, there's a message in remembering who you are. So I activate you now in remembering that you are the message. That you are, and here's the card that's right up underneath it. Redeemer. You are their wildest redemption. This is your ancestors. You rise in their release. Your joy is their justice. Here's the activation. Soulmate Te Rasha Dune. I am what they never believed they could be. See, we're at a time right now that your ancestors are being healed while you're being healed. So you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your ancestors. There were things that you can do now that they couldn't even imagine doing. And so in your healing generations. Let that sink in. You're healing generations. So it's not just for you. It's for your ancestors. But it's also for your future generations. So they never have to feel what you're feeling now. They never have to. There's a word that's in the 3D that's generational curses. That's Big Nickey is bringing that up. It's generational curses. And what these are is energetic frequencies that has gone down your lineage. And you can see, if you look at grandma, great-grandma, your mom, you have experienced similar situations, experiences. And you're like, wow, this is like a generational curse. No, it's not a curse. It's an energetic frequency that has not been healed. But it has come to this time right now for you that when you grab hold of that and say, look, I'm going to heal this. I'm going to pluck this out. You're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for your ancestors, and you're also doing it for your future generations, because you're changing, you're recalibrating, you're transmuting that energy into something that's more positive, that's elevating, that's healing, that brings peace, joy, love. So you are the message. You are more powerful than you think. And so Big Nickey used to tell me that all the time. Open your mouth and share and talk, because you're more powerful than you think. So your life and death lies in the tongue, right? But that's period. So even when you're speaking negative over yourself, life and death lies in the tongue. So when you're speaking negative, that's death. So change your vocabulary. Change how you speak. Don't use the words that fortify and embody lack, fortify and embodies having chaos in your life, and thinking that joy never happens or it only lasts for a short amount of time. That's a lie. That's a program. You have to kill these programs. Programming is not something that's big. Now, there's some big programs out here that you can see and you stay away from. But there's some small programming that you buy into every single day, like money don't grow on trees. Okay. Money made out of paper. Let's move on. So when you start looking at just life, period, as in it's fun, it's a game, because life is a game. And when you start playing the game, like when you learn how to play spades or Uno or Monopoly, you had to know the rules. You had to know, what in spades, what cuts a spade, or what can a spade cut, and how many books, and what does that mean, and all of the jargon that goes with that. You had to learn the game. Well, it's time to learn the game of life. And when you learn the game of life, you learn all the rules, you learn how to get your rewards, get your coins, get your, all your stuff in your arsenal to be able to fight, to be able to stand your ground, build your boundaries, build your fortress around you, that you may continue to elevate, be protected, ward off those that are trying to come against you. When you learn how to play this game, it's very easy. You can skip to Maloo through your life, filled with joy and happiness, because it's possible. All you have to do is believe it. So I'm not getting anything else from Big Nickey. The source is saying, you are more powerful than you know. Source is always with you, because Source is always within you, been within you since birth. So every tear that you've cried, every heartache that you had, every pain, balled up in that corner, crying tears, asking why, Source is right there with you. And so in doing your healing, listen for that soft voice. And it usually will sound like your voice, but it's softer. And it gives you direction. It gives you comfort. It gives you strength that you may stand up, step into your authentic self, not allowing other people to mold who you are. You're the only one that gets to do that. That's the end of the transmission. So if you would like to have your own Oracle deck that will activate you and move you into your next level, click the link in my bio. It's my link tree, and it has the Oracle deck there. I will see you once again, my beloveds. Talk to you soon.